New Hampshire is about to transform in ways most people aren't paying attention to. Over the next 3 years, we're getting billions in infrastructure upgrades, new healthcare programs, massive defense investments, commercial developments that will reshape entire towns. I've been in real estate for 22 years, and I assure you, this isn't hype. This is what's funded, under construction, opening between 2026 and 2028. Here's the complete timeline. Hey, I'm Adam Dow. I run the Dow Group here in New Hampshire, and for 22 years, I've helped families relocate to the Lakes region, mountains, and seacoast of New Hampshire. Whether you're thinking about moving here from Massachusetts, looking to upgrade within the state, or just curious about what's changing, this video has everything you need to know. 2026, the foundation year. So let's start with 2026, because this is the year when a lot of major projects break ground. You know, it's the year where smart buyers can still get in before prices adjust. First, the I-93 Bow-Concord expansion. Rights-of-way acquisition begins this year, though construction won't start till 2029. The project was delayed when the DOT halted financing for the construction phase back in September 2025, but still has a massive deal for the Concord area. It'll eventually add capacity to one of our most congested corridors that matters for long-term planning. Next, Exit 4A phases 2 and 3, road construction continues through 2028, connecting Londonderry to Derry. Phase 1, the actual interchange, got completed in July of 2025. Phase 2 is the Folsom Road widening, going from 2 lanes to 7 lanes, and that wraps up in June of 2028. This makes Londonderry and Derry way more commutable to Boston, which is huge for families relocating from Massachusetts. Then we've got the Gateway Commerce Park in Londonderry, 751,600 square feet of industrial space, breaking ground spring of 2026. Site work and initial construction may begin after the planning board approval in mid-2025. This means hundreds of jobs coming to southern New Hampshire. And in a moment, I'll tell you about another development, a $1.87 billion naval shipyard expansion finishing in 2028, and why that matters for buyers right now. Stick around. The Elliott Hospital Cardiothoracic Surgery Program is launching January 2026. This is fantastic for Manchester because it establishes the Elliott as a full cardiac care center. Before this, you had to go to Boston or Lebanon for open heart surgery. Now Manchester has that capability, which is a big quality of life upgrade. The Target Distribution Center in Hudson is an interesting one. The 1.4 million square foot building shell is done, but Target mothballed it until 2029, so it won't be operational in 2026, but the facility exists. And when it does open, you're looking at immediate employment in Hudson. The Regen Valley Workforce Training Center has interior build-out happening throughout 2026. This is Manchester's biotech big push, a state-of-the-art training facility for the biofabrication industry. Groundbreaking was November of 2025, so construction will be visible throughout this year. First programs are expected to launch by late 2026 or early 2027. And finally for 2026, the Hampton Beach Casino. Demolition begins fall of 2026 after the summer season and seafood festival. This kicks off a 3-year construction project that completely will transform Hampton Beach. The new development includes a hotel, gaming, and music complex opening around 2029 to 2030. So that's 2026, the foundation year. Now 2027 is when you're going to start seeing major completions and things starting to change. Quick note before we dive deeper. If you're thinking about moving to New Hampshire and you want to get in before all this stuff happens, reach out. My team and I help people relocate here all the time, and we can show you which towns are going to benefit most from these projects. My info's in the description. Now let's keep going. Okay, so 2027 is the transition year. This is when early projects wrap up and the infrastructure starts working the way it was designed to. The Everett Turnpike Toll Plaza project completes in 2027. The Bedford Toll Plaza is converting to all electronic tolling. No more stopping, no more backups, just faster commutes to Boston. The Emmuskeg Bridge work wraps up in late 2026, early 2027. This is the bridge rehabilitation in Manchester. Once done, traffic flow improves significantly. One of the things that makes southern New Hampshire attractive to Massachusetts relocators is the commute. Smoother highways mean more people will consider buying here. These completions matter because by the end of 2027, you'll notice the difference in your daily drive. Traffic moves faster, tolls are faster, and the areas served by these upgrades become more viable for commuters. By 2028, that's the big year. That's when the most significant projects finish, and that's when prices could actually surge. Let me tell you, 2028 is when everything comes together. This is the year you'll see the transformation. The Portsmouth Naval Shipyard multi-mission dry dock project completes in August of 2028. There is a $1.87 billion expansion. Now the shipyard is technically in Kittery, Maine, but here's why this matters to New Hampshire buyers. Thousands of New Hampshire workers are employed there. They're living in Portsmouth, Dover, Rochester, Newington, and all across the seacoast. When the project completes, you're looking at more workers, more families, and more housing demand in the New Hampshire side of the border. That's billions flowing into this local economy, and it directly benefits the seacoast of New Hampshire real estate. The Everett Turnpike widening hits completion mid-2028. Multiple phases of widening to 3 lanes and bridge construction finishing up. This has been ongoing, but 2028 is when it's finally all done. Stick around because I'm going to show you which specific towns benefit most from these projects and where prices are creating opportunities right now. More on that soon. The Exit 4A Folsom Road widening completes June 2028. That's the 2 to 7 lane expansion I mentioned earlier. Londonderry and Derry become even more Boston commutable. The Route 1A bridge replacement between Seabrook and Hampton is a $107 million project, completing June of 2028. This is the Neil R. Underwood Memorial Bridge, a major seacoast infrastructure upgrade. Better access to Hampton Beach, smoother traffic flow along the coast. So 2028 is when you're going to see the results of all this investment. Wider highways, naval shipyard fully operational, the seacoast infrastructure modernized. If you're thinking about relocating to New Hampshire, this is the year when the value of living here jumps. Now that you know the timeline, let's talk about what this means for buyers and when you should make your move. Timing matters, and if you buy at the right time, you can get ahead of the price surge. 2026 is a buy now territory. Prices haven't adjusted yet for all of these upcoming completions. Construction inconveniences keep some buyers away, which creates opportunities. This is the best time for deals near future infrastructure. You're buying before everyone else realizes what's coming. 2027 is the transition year. Early completions start, like the toll plaza and the bridge work. Smart buyers are getting in before the rush. Prices are starting to reflect the improvements, but you can still find value here. Here's what most people miss about the current market. Inventory's up. There are more houses to buy, and some towns have seen a price dip. 2028 is the boom. Major projects complete, thousands of new defense and logistic jobs. Commutes are way better. Prices surge because now everyone sees the benefit. One of the things I've learned in the 22 years I've sold real estate is that you want to buy before improvements are done, not after. Right now, in late 2025, heading into 2026, that's where we are. The market data from October 2025 shows the median price statewide at $500,800, up 2.6% year over year. That's a much slower pace than the last few years, which means the market is stabilizing. Inventory's up 15%. Homes are taking 47 days to sell, and only 36% of the homes are selling above list price. So now you have a little bit more negotiation power than you've had in years. But once 2028 hits and all these projects are done, that could change. Let's break this down town by town because not every area benefits equally. Depending on where you're looking, these projects will affect your investment differently. The Seacoast area, Portsmouth, Dover, and Kittery border, naval shipyard completion equals thousands of long-term defense jobs. Housing demand surge could come 2028 to 2030. Portsmouth saw a 13% price decline year over year in October 2025, which creates a buyer opportunity before the shipyard completion. Dover, on the other hand, was up 17.6%, the fastest growing in the state. Londonderry and Derry, exit 4 completion makes these towns Boston commutable. 751,600 square foot Gateway Commerce Park means hundreds of jobs. Folsom Road widening from 2 to 7 lanes transforms access. These are family-oriented communities, and the infrastructure upgrades makes them even more attractive. Manchester, Elliott Hospital Open Heart Surgery Program established Manchester as a medical hub. Regen Valley Biotech Workforce Center brings young professionals. Amoskeag Bridge work completion improves traffic flow. Manchester saw a 6.2 price decline in October of 2025, another opportunity before the biotech sector fully develops. In just a minute, I'll show you the market data that explains why we're in the most balanced market in years and what that means for negotiating. In Hudson, the 1.4 million square foot Target distribution center, even though it's mothballed in 2029, still represents future employment. When it does open, there will be immediate job creation. Nashua and Merrimack. Everett Turnpike widening completion mid-2028 means faster commutes. Nashua was up 10.1% year over year in October, showing strong demand. Hampton and Seabrook, Route 1A, bridge replacement finishing June of 2028, improves coastal access. Hampton Beach Casino redevelopment starting 2026, opening 2029 to 2030. This brings a hotel, gaming, and music complex that'll drive tourism and local economic growth. So there's your complete picture. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with one more thing. You know, understanding the current market helps you see why 2026 is the year to act. The New Hampshire housing market in October of 2025 showed 1,768 homes sold, up 7.3% year over year. Median days on market is 47, up 7 days from last year. Inventory at 6,561 homes is up 15.2%. This is the most balanced market we've had in years. According to the New Hampshire Fiscal Policy Institute, the 4.6% increase in median single-family home prices from June of 2024 to June of 2025 was the smallest year-over-year gain for that period. That tells you the market is shifting from the frenzy we saw of 2020 to 2022 to something more sustainable. So you have more choices, more negotiation power, and more time to make a decision. But that window closes as these infrastructure projects complete. New restaurants are opened across the state in 2025. Places like Exeter's Apothecary, Vigario's Martini Bar in Wyndham, the Junction Restaurant in Laconia, Local Street Eats in Nashua, Point Break in Hampton, Getty Bagel in Portsmouth. These aren't just restaurants, they're indicators of economic vitality and local culture. When you see this kind of growth in hospitality, it tells you the area is thriving. Tourism took a hit in 2025, down to 4.6 million projected visitors from 4.8 million in 2024. That decline was mostly due to fewer Canadian tourists, but the long-term investment in infrastructure and attractions position the state for growth in the second half of the decade. So now you know what's coming and when it's coming. The question is, are you going to wait until everyone else sees and figures it out? Or are you going to get in? Well, there's opportunity. If you want to know which neighborhoods are the best buys right now before these projects complete, send us an email at adam@thedowgroup.com or check the description below. We'll show you the exact properties and areas positioned to benefit most from these infrastructure upgrades. The 2026 window won't last. These deals are happening right now. Wondering where to retire in New Hampshire? Check out this video next. I cover 7 towns from Wolfboro to Oceanfront and Rye to mountain towns like North Conway, breaking down the price points and lifestyles for each. Thank you for watching.